Gonna be good.
All right, and we are live. Hello and welcome everybody on this presentation here. This is Claudia from Germany, and with me on the call I have some beautiful people from Texas, Reggie, Sharonita, UK, Paula, United States, and of course more people coming on board. Hello and welcome everybody. We are streaming this live on for you as well on Facebook here. So all our Facebook friends, hello and welcome, of course, to you. And we're streaming it on YouTube. So all our listeners on YouTube, it is a great day today, certainly here in Germany. I don't know how it is for you guys over there in the US. You're all excited with your elections coming up. How is it, Reggie and Paula? How are you guys over there? 12 more days. 12 more days. Yes, 12 more days. Paula, how is it for you?
Doing good.
Very good. Very good. All right. Well, so let's get started here because people want to know about what we are up with Utopian Global, with this company, and what we are. Let me just share my screen here. 1 second. So I'm getting ready here. 1 second, because I have it ready on StreamYard as well as on the Zoom here. So because we're going to talk about real assets, real income, real lifestyle. We're going to talk about the great global reset, which is certainly happening, like it or don't. But yes, there is a lot of worry. There is a lot of things which are right now in the air, up on in the air about our financial system. Where are we going with it? I don't have the crystal ball. I have certainly some knowledge, but certainly no crystal ball. As the same, we didn't have a crystal ball that there would be a pandemic coming. But what we have a crystal ball about, and that is silver and gold. Let me just show it to you. Okay, I have the small coins today. Doesn't matter. Silver and gold has always been your safe haven and insurance policy, especially in times right now. And when there are uncertain times with what is going to happen with our financial system, with an excess of money printing, where do people flee? They flee into a safe haven, and we're going to talk about that safe haven. And we're going to talk about an opportunity, how you can obviously not only just protect your money, which you're earning from your income, but how you can build and grow wealth, and how you can diversify as well as compound. And I love compounding, I can tell you that. So Einstein, of course, always called it the eighth world wonder, or John Paul Getty said, you know, I'd rather have 1% of the effort of 100 people than 100% of my own effort. We're going to talk about that as well here in this presentation. So welcome on board. And I know I need to accept more people here in this Zoom while we are, of course, or while I'm here live. And if you have some questions, etc., go ahead, type those questions into the panel. So let me just now get started. The modern way to build and grow wealth. This is what we're going to show you with Utopian Global. Now, we're around since quite some time. 2008, the business started, and really with the purpose to help ordinary people make extraordinary wealth. And by showing people and helping people to understand precious metals, by helping people to understand, our financial system. Because let's face it, if you don't understand, and I know people don't want to talk about money, but if you don't understand your finances, if you don't understand the financial system, and you got to do some work on that, you got to do, nothing comes for free. So you got to really go into that. If you don't understand money, how can you ever create great wealth? So you got to understand that there is no any more excuse like in the times when I was born. Okay, well, yeah. Let the government decide. Let they do the work for us. No. You got to take responsibility of your own life and your own circumstances. I always say that. So, Utopian Global, the platform, launched in 2008. We have now customers in over 139 countries buying what? gold and silver with us, and of course our income producing assets, and certainly joining the opportunity. And our founder and CEO, unfortunately not on the call today, here, he's going to come on a live, which we're going to do at 9 o'clock German time, 8 o'clock UK time. That is 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to talk about gold versus Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Yes, we're going to talk about that. So this is today happening here live on this page as well. So the founder and CEO, Bill Rowell, he certainly founded this company, as I said, to help ordinary people make extraordinary wealth. Or as you see here on this presentation, he believes that access to meaningful wealth building strategies should be really in the hands of everybody. Now, very simple, our Utopian Global System, it's all about you having ownership of gold and silver, the best gold and silver, meaning with the #1 refinery in the world, which is Argo-Heraeus, be diversified, having an account actually in Switzerland. So not having all your eggs in one basket, but being strategically diversified. Very, very key in this global reset, which is coming, where, of course, we probably going to see a different financial system as we know it. Certainly the dollar is too much in debt to, I don't know how long it can go further. So gold and silver is this wealth protection. And we have, of course, the finest gold and silver for you. And the store assets, income producing assets, which of course power the world, meaning you need to have money working for you. If you don't have money working for you today, well, it's going to be a challenge, isn't it? So you got to have money working for you. And of course, a affiliate income. I mean, let's face it. Even I was just yesterday actually reading, actually not reading, I was actually on Instagram, and I got an sort of a link which popped up, and it said, for an influencers, now you can build and promote your Amazon store. And actually when you promote it, you share it with other people. When you share the products, you get paid from all those people who are sharing the products. Affiliate marketing. So certainly a very important business, especially today, where lots of jobs are being lost, not anymore coming back, or lots of jobs are being replaced. So you got to find other ways to make income. And we have this system where you promote our products and services and get paid. Very simple. So let's get started into the nuts and bolts here. What are the challenges most people face? No money, high debt, definitely. High student loans, of course, and no savings. And literally no assets, no savings, and literally no assets. I mean, just before Corona, it was sort of people were 3 paychecks away from being broke. Well, right now, it's more looking like people are 1 paycheck away from being broke. So what's happening when all the stimulus money is going to end? You ever thought about that? What's going to happen? So there's a lot of things at stake here. You got to urgently look at plan B. And when we talk about no jobs, of course, artificial intelligence in the next 15 years, 15 years go like this. We're almost 15 years with the company. In the next 15 years, over 40% of the jobs, which you may even your children, maybe who are on the call or who are at school now and studying for a job, maybe this job will not be available anymore because artificial intelligence has already, replaced it. Because let's face it, you are a worker, you get sick, you get ill, you have downtime. A robot, doesn't have any downtime. So if you think the ruling paradigm, this is, of course, affects all of us, is to work 40 years to retire on 1/3 of what is even enough during those 40 years, well, of course, that's a problem because let's face it, Reggie, you are in that age, of course. We have Paula here as well. Myself, not yet, but certainly looking forward eventually or not to that age of retirement. And so, let's face it, you all worked really, really hard. And most people right now with one job are not, able to getting by, not able to really have this great life. When you talk to the ordinary people out there. And so, well, if they get in their pension, most likely their pension is going to be even less what, of course, while they are during their working times. And so it's really a struggle. I mean, we just need to understand that our system was designed to take money away, to take wealth away from you, and not actually to make you wealthy. And so our pension system was designed for people who would go into pension, let's say with 63, 65, and would actually, only live probably in their 70s. And now, of course, we are always living longer. I mean, the average age is now way longer. I mean, the millennials who are born, of course, in the new millennium, they are expected to live under 100 years of age, but the pension system wasn't designed for that. The social security system wasn't designed for that. So how is it going to be financed? Well, it's not. So if you're not doing any action right now, you're going to be, again, basically stripped of that. And so back then in the day, there was 16.57 workers in the 1950s working for that system, for that pension system, for the social security system. Well, in the next few years, it's going to be 2 workers only. So they're never going to be able to actually, work enough so that you get your pension. That means myself and my age, of course, and of course all the young people, we're not going to see nothing anymore. No, I know my forecast, it's 200 euros. With 200 euros, I go out for a nice dinner, and that's it. But it certainly not be able to, of course, retire me. And so it's really just not realistic to finance a 30-year retirement with 30 years of work. And we can't also expect, as John Chauvin from Stanford University said, to put 10% of the income aside and then to think we are going to finance a retirement just as long. It's just not possible. And so we got to do something else. And this something else we're going to talk about here in Utopian Global. And this is just really one part. Now, the other part is, which we haven't even taken into account, is that your dollar is losing value. Your currency, your dollar, your euro, your British pound, Sharonita. Just before COVID started, the prices, what they were, and what you pay now for your goods and services. So your dollar, your euro, your pound is actually not buying you as much as it did buy you even just before Corona, and even just 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. It buys you less and less. So we're going to talk about this problem as well, because really people, when, of course, we always have been told, you got to save, but savers are really penalized. So saving in paper currency doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, because you're losing value, meaning you're trading your time for a currency which is every 8 to 10 years losing 50%. So that means you actually need every 8 or 10 years at least make double the income. Are you doing that? Well, if I talk to average people and they say, no, we don't. So of course not. And this is why the key of our business, the core of our business, is understanding precious metals, understanding how to acquire them, and then understanding how to get them for free, and then understanding how to build wealth actually by our great platform, really getting paid to save. So savers are really penalized by negative interest rates. Most people don't understand what they are. Well, we are living in a debt-based system. That means we need to create more and more debt. This is how the system is designed to. It wasn't always that way. There was a time, this was long before we were born, where we still, had the gold standard. And then, of course, they took the gold away from it. And of course, when everything started to be messed up. And so now we are living in a huge debt-based society. I mean, all the young people, what they understand is just to live on their credit card debt and credit card, etc. So the reason why I'm saying here savers penalized by negative interest rates is really because once upon a time, there was a time where you couldn't get money when you put money in the bank. Well, this time is actually finishing. In fact, in Germany, we now pay the bank to have money in the bank. In New Zealand, just recently, in fact, just in August, they said, well, as the pandemic persists, New Zealand considers negative interest rates. Of course, negative interest rates, meaning you pay the bank. And it's actually becoming the new normal. That's becoming the new normal. That's why a lot of people don't save, because what does it make sense to save if you don't get nothing? And you don't even have, of course, the inflation counted in. In fact, Warren Buffett, he said many years ago, there's a huge damage for savers from, of course, central bank money printing. And of course, we have seen in the last few months an excess of money printing because they need to feed the system. Obviously, they need to bail out people. They need to give all the stimulus and so on. Well, why? So that people are going to spend, that they're going to buy. Because in a debt-based system, you need to create more and more debt. But what are people doing right now? They're afraid. They're saving. They're putting money aside. They're not putting it back into the businesses. They're not putting it back into, of course, products and services. And what's happening? Well, we're going into a deflation, not into inflation. Government want to create, Federal Reserve Bank want to create inflation. It just can't. They're creating deflation. And deflation leads to hyperinflation. Hyperinflation means it's like Germany we had, of course, or Zimbabwe, Venezuela. All of a sudden, you go to work, make your money, and in the evening, it's not worth anymore, just in toilet paper. So the rules of money really have changed, and the traditional way to make money, it just doesn't work anymore. So when you just look at the traditional, of course, bank deposit return, let's say, of course, many years ago, in fact, I don't even know that anymore, where you could get 5% return on your money. Well, just imagine to get a $50 or €50 or £50 return, you would need to have $12,000 in the bank just to get a $50 return. That's on a 5%, of course, which the bank would give you. Doesn't anymore happen. To make a $625, you would have had to have $150,000 in the bank, and to make a $10,000, you would have to have a 2.4 million in the bank. Why I'm saying that is because I'm going to show you a vehicle, a way how you can make that without having to have that damn bank deposit through Utopian Global. That's why I'm showing that, because you don't have to have the money. You can very simple from a €50 monthly asset accumulation plan make this money and more. Now, let's say on a 1% term deposit, in order to make a $50 a month, you would need to have on a 1%. And again, in Germany, we don't have 1% anymore. Sorry, folks, we don't. Maybe you guys in the US still have it in some banks. On a 1%, you need to have 60,000 in the bank just to get a $50 monthly. That's why people are not saving, because on a, of course, 625, you would need to have $750,000 in the bank. So it does literally not make sense anymore. So the currency is literally working against you. So your dollar, your pound, your euro, what's going to happen, of course, it's going to buy you less and less. That means to buy simple products and services, and that could be your toilet paper, so to speak, you need consistently, continuously more and more paper money just to buy that toilet paper. I mean, I think here in Germany, it's like triple the price. I'm like, and then the rolls, they're getting even smaller. I mean, what is that? All the items, don't you find like the food items, or you buy a muesli? I mean, I like my muesli. I don't know if you know what this is, but like my muesli, like in the back is always less in there. It sort of feels lighter. You buy your dishwashing soap tabs, and it's sort of like before the package was like, like heavier. Now it's like emptier, but you pay more for it. So that is really all to do with, of course, this currency destruction, which has been happening really since they took the gold away and off the standard, of course, away from the US dollar. And so this has been continuously going. In fact, right now, the dollar almost purchases you nothing in comparison anymore to gold, and only gold and silver maintains its purchasing power. And so this is why we are so big on this very simple principle to understand. All wealthy people, all people with a lot of money, billionaires, hedge fund managers, central banks, governments buy gold. Why do they do that? Well, because it's an insurance policy. Now you have an insurance for your house, you have an insurance for your car, you have an insurance for, I don't know, if something burns, you have insurance policy, right? So why don't you have an insurance policy for your money? Your money, your time, your trade. Strange, right? Well, gold and silver is that insurance policy. This is why the rich people, this is why the rulers and empires, this is why central banks, this is why governments own gold. Because over time, your paper is losing value. In fact, an ounce of gold in Roman times, would buy you with the latest toga and leather sandals. In the 1920s, an ounce of gold would still buy you and dress yourself with a nice fine suit, shoes and tie, right? And today, 1 ounce of gold, if you were to sell it, you're going to get probably around $2,000 for it. You still can dress yourself beautifully. But what happened in 1920? Well, the whole system sort of got rigged. In 1920, you could still, with 1 ounce, in 1920, for $20, you could actually buy 1 ounce of gold for $20. So fast forward, today, I ask you, what can you do with $20? A pair of socks? Maybe, not if it's designer socks. So maybe, right? And that's the whole point. So gold never loses its purchasing power. And so it's just a simple, better way to save. And when we look at average house, in the US, 71, $25,000, which would cost you roughly, I wasn't born yet, but that's what it roughly cost you back then. Or 720 ounces of gold. You would need 720 to buy an average size house. All right. Well, and fast forward in 2020, an average size house in the US costs you around $280,000, obviously depending which region, or 143 ounces of gold. How come I need so much more paper, yet I need so much less gold? What's wrong there? A lot less gold. Well, what's wrong there is your paper currency is going backwards. That means you need continuously to make so much more money. Are you doing that? Well, no, and that is why people are just not making it anymore until the end of the month. That's why you need to have 2 or 3 jobs. This is why you need to work so much harder, because this paper stuff is losing its value. In fact, gold has really outperformed all major currencies over time. You can go to Google, you can type in goldprice.org, that's goldprice.org, and you can check any currency from, the Nigerian naira, the Argentinian peso, the Australian dollar, whatever currency, and you will see over time, gold always has outperformed all major currencies and all smaller currencies. Now, silver, same deal. In fact, for United States guys, Reggie, I'm sure you know that, still in the 1964, a US quarter actually contained what? Silver. Well, there's no silver anymore in the quarters, right? Definitely not. And so it contained silver, but this silver, 5.6 grams, would actually buy you a gallon of gasoline. Well, today, it still buys you a gallon of gasoline, but what does 25 cents buy you? Not even a candy. And so silver is the same deal. You can Google it up. You can look it yourself up. It has outperformed all major currencies. And so what we have really is a very simple way for you to get ownership of real gold and silver, physical gold and silver at the best price with the #1 refinery in the world. And you get gold bullion. You're not just getting some numismatic coins, which are totally overvalued. You're getting something which anytime when you wish to sell it, you're going to get that price, whatever this given price is at this day at the market, you will get that. And this is the beauty about why I love this company. I love that. Yes, I have purchased other gold and silver as well from other companies. When it comes to sell it back, well, I have difficulties. I have struggles. Here with Utopian Global, not with a push of a button, I can sell it back, and the next day I have my money in my account. Very, very simple. And I'm diversified. So if something happened, the shit hits the fan, or how do you say? Sorry, my expression, but yeah, that's just what came out of my mouth right now. Sorry for that. But if it does, I'm diversified. I'm diversified, have not just gold and silver physically at my house, but I also have it in storage with the Argo-Heraeus refinery in Switzerland, or Loomis International in Switzerland. So why would I have money in Switzerland? Well, that's where, is probably a really safe place. Why? Well, because 700 years, no wars, they don't really want to attack Switzerland, don't they? And right now, how things are going up in the world, I do not know. But I know I am better off having, not all eggs in one basket and being diversified. So I really love the platform we have. And it's really starting from as little €25. You can buy gold and silver. You have 24/7 access to your account, have LBMA, good delivery if you wish to take delivery, have secure private vaulting. And again, you get the gold from the company who does the Rolex watches gold or delivers the gold for the Philippe Patek watches and so on. The refinery, which then certifies other refineries for their purity and standards. So really, really great deal. But what we also have, obviously, is having money working for you through our income-producing assets, a platform where we crowdfund money for store and then invest in different assets through, of course, the really experienced management team, 250 years of combined knowledge in the field of energy, resources, drilling oil, refining oil, marketing oil, gold, silver, mining, you name it. We have folks here, as I said, 250 years of combined history led up by Ryan Messer, the operation. And what we do for Utopian Global is we raise funds so that we can buy really great assets that they can give us some good production, some good money, of course, having money working for us. So if presented with the right opportunity, which I'm doing right now, what area, think about that, of your life would you actually like to improve? Would it be your finances? Would it be time? Would it be lifestyle? I can tell you what, when I was introduced to Utopian Global, I was working in, of course, like a lot of people, in the rat race. Sure, I had all my degrees, what they told me. Yes, you got to study, you got to have a good grade, you got to go to university. I did all of that. Just unfortunately to find out I was in this rat race. And, I had to continuously keeping to work. My money losing value and not understanding, because never was educated on our financial system and how it works. And so I needed all of them. I needed to better my finances. I needed to better my time, and I needed to have a better lifestyle very urgently. So I certainly loved what I saw, because let's face it, you can work more than your job, trade more for your time, for your money, never get this time back, and your money is losing value. You can become self-employed, but then, what about, of course, self-employed? Well, it also bears risk. Why? Well, because as a self-employed person, you don't know if your business is still around tomorrow. Is it not true right now in this situation? I mean, I see it here. Most of my friends, they own businesses. Here in Germany. I mean, from, small restaurants to medium-sized, to large, to hotels, to operations, to all kinds of. It's struggling. It's hard. It's difficult. So become self-employed. Is this really an option? Having quite some money, you need to open it. And well, I don't know so much anymore. Or do what I'm doing, do what we do, become a business owner, own a system, which from as little as €99 literally can build a business which you can operate anywhere in the world. You can even travel, of course, through travel restrictions, but you can even travel with it anywhere in the world. You can do your business from the palm of your hand, which I do love so much. So if you're ready to secure your financial future today, then listen to this latest part here of this presentation now, the latter part of this presentation. And that's really where we teach you how to boost your income and build your future by either becoming a customer and, of course, purchasing gold and silver from us, or to store assets so that you have money working for you, or that you become an affiliate and build a business platform, just as I was yesterday approached through Amazon as an influencer to actually, market products and services and get paid from doing so. So Amazon certainly is catching on now that, hey, people need income. Yes, sure, they would love to have people spending money on Amazon, but also people need to make income. They need to make money now, not tomorrow, now. And so, as I said, as a customer, pretty simple, from as little as €25, you get on board. So you buy your gold, you buy your silver, and once you have enough accumulated, you can have it even shipped to you if you wish to do so. And anytime you wish to sell it back, you can do so. There's no restrictions to that. And of course, you can purchase a store. That means you buy into our income producing assets, which, as it says, of course, it's producing income. Or you choose to be your own boss, and that is, of course, the affiliate platform. Sharing is caring, I always say. And it's very simple. See, the traditional way to market a product and services, of course, millions are spent on advertisement. And in e-commerce or network marketing, what basically we are doing is, or the company Utopian Global does, they don't spend the money on the big, ads and paper ads and you name it. They don't. They say no. Reggie, Paula, Michelle, or you guys who are coming on the call here, we pay you for having people, of course, check out what we have and buy the products and services what we have. We pay you for doing that effort. And this is really the most moral form of compensation, as my friend and mentor Bob Proctor from the movie Secret always says. It's the most moral form of compensation, because when you share the products and services and people buy, you get paid if you work, and that is really great. So there's two ways to make money. Of course, one is referring products and services, and one is, of course, you share it with other people who also wish to build a business. So step one, pretty simple. You start by your affiliate asset package, meaning you're getting actually assets with it, not potions and lotions and whatnot. You get actual assets with it. That is silver, and I like my silver. This is gold, or store. Step two, you refer the program. Make money from it, make commissions. Fast start, fast cash commissions. As I said, if you share this today, you're an affiliate, you join up, you can make money right away. You don't have to wait until tomorrow. And you can start from as little as 99 euros up to 3,500. That's our affiliate packages. And they are, like I always say, okay, so depending which region or which country you're coming from, we have those really low entries for people. They may come from different parts of Africa where they just don't have so much to their exposure. I give you an example. You have people in Uganda or Kenya, or Uganda especially. Some of the folks, they're making 99 in a whole year. So they're coming together as communities to start this business. Why? Well, because all together then they can build this business. So because they don't have the entry. So we make this available really on the reach of everybody. That's what our founder and CEO always said. I want to help people, and I really want to help ordinary people make extraordinary wealth. You see, the rich are already rich. Right? But what about all the rest? What is about this gap, which is ever widening right now? And, it's just, you have those billionaires, who have so much money. And when I was sort of, I don't know, in my early 20s, we had, a really nice, decent sized middle class. Well, right now, that's not anymore so much there. It's either you're poor or you're rich. And so this is just an unjust system, unfortunately, and because this all has to do with this destruction of course, the paper currency and the dollar. Of course, this is why you need an exit. You need a plan B and C and D. And then, of course, we have the quantum packages, and they are for the investors. So those are for people who they have 9K, 18K, 100K at their exposure, and they can, put a bigger amount in, of course, real assets. Why would they do that? Well, I always say, look, in your portfolio, and I only learned that also from Ray Dalio and all the great, guys in the asset and wealth management. You got to have a certain amount which goes into your insurance policy. That's your insurance policy. It's 5% in good times. And I would doubt that we're in good times right now. I think everybody would agree we are probably going through the worst year ever right now. And so in bad times, usually it's going to be 10, more so likely 15, even 20% of your portfolio, which should be, of course, in a safe haven. What is a safe haven? Well, this is a safe haven here. So, and of course, again, we are not financial advisors, nor do we want to be, but this is just, common sense. So this is why we have those different differentiates here with a premium package and the quantum packages. And then all what we do is very simple. As an affiliate, see, when you own a business, well, you have costs usually associated, right? So you have either rent to pay, you need to buy products, you have to pay, if you're on an online business, your server, you need to web designers, etc. And all those hosting companies and so on. Well, with us, obviously, we have a €50 monthly. We call it the asset accumulation plan because you're actually accumulating assets. Yes, something goes, of course, to the company. And of course, there's some commissions being paid out for people who are referring it. And every time you make a sale, of course, you're going to get paid. So step one is simple. You buy the package and you make fast start commissions. There is, of course, different packages which pay a different fast start commission. But no matter what package you get started, you can make whatever, of course, package you sell the money from it. So step two, refer free customers or affiliates, and your business startup cost is actually free. Isn't that great? You open a traditional business, you pretty much have to count on 3 years to be cash flow positive. And then you have a risk. You don't even know if your business is going to survive that long, right? And so it's a huge risk. Here, 3 people recommend they buy gold and silver, and you already are cash flow positive, plus you have some extra money, like in this example. Isn't that great? Quantum packages, of course, higher commissions because a higher amount of packages. So as you saw, step 1, step 2, step 3, you build a network. Now you expand. Okay, so now you got your money back. Now you are actually referring it to more, or even the people you started, they're referring it to people. So just like the McDonald's franchise or Burger King, all those franchises. What's happening? You have the franchise, and then you have the people who sell license of franchise, and then you make money from, of course, all the customers who come to those franchises and from the franchise licensing. So, I mean, this is the same deal here. So Reggie helps a person get started. That person, Reggie's intention is to that person he got started, let's say it being Paula, his intention is that Paula also makes money, doesn't she? That Paula, of course, gets gold and silver, but also makes money. So every time then Paula brings somebody on board, Reggie gets also a smaller commission. As better Reggie gets in educating Paula and the people Paula brings, as more money Reggie will make, because as more they're going to spread the word. Very, very simple. 8 ways to earn. I'm not going to touch on that right now. Just understand leverage. See, in your job, and really, it doesn't matter, if you are a medical doctor, if you are, I don't know, a nurse, if you are, working in hospitality. It doesn't matter if you're a pilot, which right now, so many pilots have no work. So many stewardesses have no work. So it doesn't matter. In those jobs, you never have exponential growth. You never have, of course, compounding. You don't. So what we really teach you and what I love so much is about, because it doesn't depend just on my work. So I may, work a lot, and that's great. I may work a little. That's not so great. But let's say I may work a lot, but I get somebody on board who's just on fire. And maybe I even didn't introduce that person. Maybe somebody else introduced that person and he's on fire, and they're just spreading the word so faster than I. Well, those people, they can make a lot of money, but I'm also going to get some of that money, meaning like I get exponential growth, just like a penny doubled a day. A penny doubled a day, of course, doesn't look a lot in the beginning, right? But then, of course, when you come to day 18, day 19, all of a sudden wow, what's just happening? You see, in your work, if you, let's say, are a stewardess right now, you're going to go through training. Then you're going to, of course, have maybe in Germany, it's like a year, because I have lots of friends in this field. That's why I'm saying like it's a year that you have to, or 2 years now that you have to just go in Germany flights, then you can take an overseas flight, but just Europe. No, not overseas, just a Europe flight, maybe in your 3rd year. And then you're maybe in a 4th, 5th year. You can then take an overseas flight, but you can only take so many. So everybody wants, of course, overseas flights. Why? Because, you got to see, you have more time, you got to pay better, and so on. But what I'm meaning by that? Well, you always have, of course, a limitation. You always have a limitation. So you work really hard. You work years for it to get to a point, but then you have a cap. You have a cap. And so with exponential growth, you don't have a cap. With Utopian Global, when you start your business, in the beginning, okay, you maybe get here a couple of packages sold, here a little bit gold sold, here a little bit silver sold, here a little bit of store sold. And, it's not that big money you may think you would straight away get. No, it's going to take some time. Of course, it depends. How fast are you? If you do a little, you get a little back. If you do a lot, you get a lot more back. That's just the way it is. But imagine all you did is help 3 people get an instant paycheck and taught them to do the same. And this is where the leverage comes in. You help 3 people who help 3 people. And all what they do is they consume for 50 euros monthly an asset accumulation plan, which builds and buys them up more assets, gold, silver, or store, meaning which grows their wealth. All what you do is that. You help 3 people be on an asset accumulation plan so they actually grow their wealth instead of diminishing their wealth. And so when you do that, and you take in account the exponential growth, all of a sudden you could end up, let's say if you do it 3 by 3, with an 8,200 euro income. Now, 8,200 euro income, I'm sorry, this is really the higher paid income here, the higher end in Germany. I guess in the US, it's a great decent size as well, because it's around maybe $9,000, something like that. So all what you did is you helped 3 people. And of course, we know not everybody's always doing the same. Some people help 4, some 5, some none, whatsoever. But this is a number which doesn't lie. It's there. It's a statistic. So now imagine all what you do is you help 4 people. So you now add 1 more person. Instead of helping 3, you help 4 people. Look at how this exponential growth of numbers, all of a sudden you have a bonus of a 54,000 euros on a monthly basis. What did you do? Help 4 people to help 4 people to help 4 people. That is what you do to build assets, to consume a 50 euro monthly plan, savings asset accumulation plan, where you build and grow wealth, not potions and lotions and diet products and so on. No, you're building real assets. And to be honest, I rather have a garage full of gold than a garage full of nutrition and cosmetic products. Now, I take nutritional products. I take definitely all of them. You name it, from network marketing companies. Why? Well, because I like it. But I rather have my garage full of gold. That's just me. I rather have money making me more money, being invested in those. So now let's just add 1 more person, 5 people. Well, all of a sudden, the exponential growth is so much more, and you're looking at a monthly income of 195,000 euro. I mean, that's a lot of money. We know, very few people ever will get that. Very, very, very few. But why? Well, because obviously, as always, it does require tenacity, it requires work, it requires hard work, it requires belief, it requires consistency, it requires learning some skills. It requires, that's most people give up. See, most people start a diet and then, we know it. In New Year's is actually approaching us in 3 months, isn't it? So they're all going to make those resolutions. Then they're all going to overeat over Christmas, and then New Year starts, and they all want to go to gym, and then 2 weeks into it, it's off. They're not going anymore. So that's unfortunately how we are, because we are lazy folks. We are lazy people. But if you're not lazy, if you take this on board, if you really want to improve your wealth, if you really want to better your income, well, this is how it works. And it pays you really, really well. So again, just to go over it again, it's a very simple, low-risk way to build assets and income. Step 1, select a package. Get started and build real assets and real income. Step 2, refer to 3 people. You Your cost is covered. And of course, step 4, very simple. With 7 people, you may introduce 3, who introduced each one, maybe one person introduced 2. With 7 people just buying €50 monthly, your 50 is already covered, meaning you get paid to save. In fact, when I started the business back in 2008, my intention was first, of course, I wanted to help a lot of people really change their lives. But my focus in terms of making money was first, I needed to offset my business cost. And second was I wanted to get paid to save, that I didn't have my monthly fee to pay, meaning my monthly membership where I actually got more assets. I wanted to get it for free. And then third, I wanted to get rid of my main job, and then I wanted to get off my second second job. I wanted to get rid of it. That's what I did. So my first month, certainly I got my money back, and I never ever since, all my gold and silver, all my assets, everything I own here, I got it paid for. Oh, that's a great deal. I got it paid for. So why? Well, because I worked my BUTT off and shared it with a lot of people, helped a lot of people understand our financial system and why their money is working against them, why savers are losers, and why it is so key for them to have gold and silver in their portfolio, and of course income producing assets. And because I did that, my commissions I used then to convert them into more money producing assets, as well as in a safe haven. So everything you need basically with us to succeed is here: your replicated website, state-of-the-art back office, marketing funnel system, video multimedia tools, and coaching programs. I mean, gosh, we have some really great programs in there. Chris Martinson crash course about gold. We have Philip Judge, of course, in their life cycle of money. Bob Proctor. And I tell you what, if you buy those programs of Bob, you pay a lot of money. You get it all included in your business system. And of course, all the kinds of marketing training, which you will have to brand yourself. I mean, if you would go out and pay somebody for branding, you're going to pay top dollars. Well, you have really great branding strategies inside our back office. So the time for you to get in to start, of course, building wealth. I would say there was never a better time to start as right now, because let's face it, you know what's going on right now. I mean, and it's not looking too pretty at the moment. I mean, I'm very optimistic, always am, but I also understand, and I also understand cycles, and we are entering a cycle, unfortunately, which we all have to somehow pull through, and the people who are on the right side of that cycle, that is always the thing. You see, if you're on the right side on the cycle, if you're in the know, if you have the knowledge, you are gonna, and you're positioned, of course, you're gonna make so much wealth that you never have to work a day in your life. See, I didn't know about this stuff, but we started with the company 2008. I was introduced in 2006 to gold, silver, oil, etc. And of course, Philip Judge, Bill Rowell, I got this education. There was this huge thing going to happen, which was this big, problem ahead. Well, what happened 2008, 2009? Your American citizens, your 401k became a 201k, wasn't it? So gold, of course, went up to $1,900 from $600 when I bought in. Silver went to $49 for $50, $4 when I got in. Yep, that is when, of course, wealth is being made. If you make a decision, if you're on the right side of the cycle. Well, we are entering the third bull market right now of gold. That is a fact. So, of course, there's really great opportunities right now presenting itself, but you got to be in the know. Certainly, I believe through the education system, and the platform which we have here, the insights you get, you are preparing yourself very, very well to be on that side. So the question is basically to you, to which side do you want to be on? Do you want to be on the side where, Well, my 401k just got diminished into a 201k in that last big thing we had in 2008, 9, 10, 11, and then only 12, it did of course, went better. Or do you want to be positioned on the side where, you're going to make a lot of money? I rather have the a lot of money side, isn't it? So, and again, money is just a vehicle. I always say that, but what you can do with money is just amazing. The orphanages, the foundations, the people you can help, what you can do with it, it's just absolutely mind-blowing. So, but you need money for doing that. So again, disclaimer here at the end, important notice, the Utopian Global Compensation Plan, that means the money-making plan is an exciting opportunity, which does reward definitely you for your referring your services, our services. But the opportunity, of course, you get paid if you share it. Let's face it. If people buy from you because you're sharing it, it's great. But if you join the business opportunity, so you buy a package, you buy a business opportunity, and you never share it with nobody, well, you can't expect to make money then from the business opportunity. Sure, you have your gold and silver, always value. But of course, you can't expect that. That's why we have this disclaimer here. And of course, store is not licensed for the United States and of America. That's why it can't be offered, sold, and delivered there. And we have a 40 days money back guarantee. So the time to get in is now to take control of your financial future, because see, let's face it, you never change your life until you change something you do daily. And the secret to your success is really found in your daily routine. That's what John Maxwell, the great leadership trainer, says so very well. And I mean, he is just so right. So with that, you folks, I'm going to just stop the share here for you on the call. Any questions? And I'm going to also look at Facebook, on YouTube, if I see some question coming in there. Any questions you guys have here you want to ask me? You can. Sean, Reggie, anything you want to add? Paula, Sharonita, who else is on the call? Let me just check now my Facebook.
I'm good. Very good presentation. Yes. Very good understanding.
Very good. So what are you doing to protecting your wealth? In there.
Well, I'm holding metals. I'm holding silver, and more silver than gold, but I'm holding.
Very, very good. Very, very good. Awesome, Reggie. Anybody else has a question? So let me just, it's not so easy sometimes see those questions. But yeah, any guys have some questions for me? No? Okay.
No, Claudia. Great presentation.
Hello, Paula. Thank you. Thank you. I have a question actually coming here in, and that is, we can definitely, no, it's actually not a question. We can definitely say now that you have an entire business in your pocket. Yep, that is right. We have an entire business on your pocket, in our pocket. That's right here. One of the comments on Facebook. Definitely. Well, if there's no any more question, guys, I'm leave you and love you, because we're going to have in 1 hour from now a Facebook Live with the founder and CEO about Bitcoin and Bitcoin versus gold, or gold versus Bitcoin, or both. So I'm going to be really, really looking forward to that one. What is the latest and what's the opinion? So invite people in 1 hour from now, 1 hour and 4 minutes. We're going to have a Facebook Live on this really wonderful topic, Bitcoin and gold. So with that, thank you so much, everybody, and all your Facebook. I know you're gonna put in some questions afterwards, so we're gonna answer them afterwards as well. Thank you, guys. Have a blessed day.
Thank you, Claudia.
Okay, Annemarie, nee, ich will keine Schokolade. Da habe ich überhaupt gar keinen Bock drauf. Ich habe Bock auf was Deftiges, aber nicht auf Schokolade. Bis jetzt. So.